Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I am Akhilesh Suman and you are watching Indian Standard Time. Indian Standard Time is a window to the world through which we try to understand a particular country, its society, its culture, economy, and its standing in the world. And with me today, Excellency the Ambassador of Belarus, Andrei Rzheussky. Welcome, Excellency.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suman.
Right, Excellency, it is very interesting that some of the people tell Belarus as white Russia. Why it is white Russia,
There is some theories why this name exists.
Right.
First time it was mentioned in the 15th century. The initial name was Alba, Russia, which means white Russia. There is some explanation why Belarusian people called as a white Russian citizens. First of all, because of blonde hair. Typically Belarusian people, it's a blonde hair with a blue eyes.
Okay, blue eyes.
Blue eyes, yes. Second explanation that typically Belarusian dress, it's a white shirt, white pants with a red or blue ornament.
Oh.
Third theory that our country, it's a forest country, a lot of forests, lakes, rivers, and among this forest a lot of birch tree. It's a white color.
Okay.
It's also one of the explanations why this territory called like White Russia. But last theory, and it's more likely to me, that during Mughal conquer, which conquer almost all Europe, usually European map was marked as a black color.
Okay.
And only one territory, Belarus,
Okay.
was not conquered. It was white on this black map.
Oh.
That's why
Mongols.
I like this very much, this explanation.
Excellency, you were also in Soviet Union. You are part of Soviet Union.
Yes.
And how the things have changed from Soviet Union to independent Belarus?
Even during Soviet era, Soviet Union, because of our involvement into the victory during Second World War, Belarus, Soviet Union, and two other republics which was a part of Soviet Union, like Belarus and Ukraine, were present a right to be a full-fledged member of the United Nations organization.
Right.
And we have our international experience since 1945, since the organization of United Nations, 46. We had some, even we had our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which belonged typically, especially to Belarus. Right. Since that time. So we have some international experience during Soviet era, but of course, since our independence, it's completely different story. We are fully independent and sovereign state, and we conduct our peaceful policy, peaceful and friendly policy to all states, to all over the world.
So economically, or I see that engineering-wise, in high machinery, you are also very good.
Yes.
So any plan you are trying to cooperate with India, because India is also trying to get many things like Belarus makes.
Truly speaking, embassy, it's a primary tool which helps our country to establish all kind of relation with foreign countries.
Right.
Particularly this embassy which I'm ruling, establish relation with 4 countries, right. India and 3 additional countries which I am also ambassador with no residence, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal. You're absolutely right. Even during Soviet Union, Belarus was so-called assembling plant of all Soviet Union. Right. A lot of industries were in Belarus. Heavy machinery, agricultural machinery, food industry, electronics, a lot of different industries were during Soviet Union, and after collapse of Soviet Union, our president declared that we have to preserve what we had before. And we managed to do this. We preserved all our industries and we produce all production and supply all over the world. For example, we are among the five most major producers of heavy trucks, dump trucks,
Right.
Belarus.
Right.
We also produce a lot of dairy products. We are third in the world for dairy products, for export of dairy products. Agricultural machinery. We managed to preserve all our equipment and develop a new type of equipment at this moment. Just one example, we developing a small harvester and tractor for your region, I mean Southern Asian region, for India, for Bangladesh, for Vietnam. So we are trying to be at the edge of needs of many countries, and we produce exactly such equipment which is necessary in particular country.
Oh, that's really. So, are you exporting these equipments to India?
Yes, 100%. Last year, in December last year, we just signed a contract with a Coal India for delivering here 77 pieces of 130-ton dump trucks.
Okay.
And first portion of these dump trucks was already sent in January to India. I hope in March it will be in the port of Chennai or Mumbai. I am not sure which port will be chosen as a destination port.
Yeah. So I also understand that you are very good in potash also. India, Belarus
Absolutely right.
signed some MOU in potash production. And
Yes, you're absolutely right. We are among the most biggest country who produce potash fertilizer, and we supplied not only to India but for many other countries. In 2017, during a visit of our president, Honorable Mr. Lukashenko, to India, we signed a contract with India for supply potash fertilizer up to 2023 year. And we follow this contract. We're supplying each year a particular amount of potash fertilizer.
So you are a landlocked country, but you are adjoining Russia. So does it impact your economy in some way that you are a landlocked country and again you are just adjoining a big country like Russia? Is it advantage or it is disadvantage?
Look, first of all, despite we are a landlocked country, we are bordering not only with Russia. We have 5 countries which are bordering us.
Right.
It's Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia.
Right.
And of course, neighboring countries, the same as in India, it's a priority partner for us because of cross-border trade, cross-border cooperation, because of short distance for travelers, even for business travelers, for tourists for this country. Of course, Russia is a very important partner for us because our history of relation, it's a long history. We had a lot of common in culture, in economy, in some other spheres. We are part of Eurasian Economic Union,
Right.
which combined 5 countries among Belarus and Russia, also Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Armenia, also part of this union. Plus, we have some kind of union of with Russia.
Yeah,
we are
that is what I was going to come on this question, that generally what happens that, you know, when you part away with some country, there is a lot of bad blood. But in case of Belarus and Russia, what I am feeling that no, it's not bad blood, it's rather good relationship. So what is the future? In which direction you and Russia are moving?
We are trying to get the best of our cooperation, but it should be clearly stated that we are both independent, sovereign states.
Right.
And if we cooperate in some economic spheres, in a political sphere, we just cooperate.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we one state. We will be one state. My opinion, definitely, we will not talking about creating one state. We are talking about creating maybe some custom sphere, some trade union, but once again, no any words about loss of our sovereignty or independence.
But you are also keen, I mean, Belarus is also keen that India should join that Eurasian Economic Union.
We are working on this issue, and we are providing support, informational support, legal support, some other kind of support to Indian Minister of External Affairs, just to explain what they will get from this union and how they will benefit from this union.
Right.
But the decision belongs to the Minister of External Affairs or even to the President of India.
So your president Lukashenko was also here in 2017.
Yes.
And he was very keen to forge a more strong relationship, strengthen the economic relationship, a strategic relationship in a much better way than it was existing. So, what is the situation now? How you are moving in that direction?
We are working on this issue. Our president just brought invitation to your president and especially to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Belarus. We hope that this year it will happen.
Okay.
We are working on this issue. Also, we are trying to organize a visit of State Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Muralidharan, to Belarus this year, and maybe your Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Jaishankar, to Belarus.
So there is no confirmation about the dates that when Prime Minister Modi will be going there?
No. We just delivered a message that our president is waiting for him at any convenient.
So what is the normal general trajectory that to increase the trade relations between India and Belarus, and also to increase manufacturing, maybe joint manufacturing of machinery parts or machinery itself in India? So is something going on in this direction also?
Definitely, we are working also in this direction. We are trying to organize a joint venture to produce trucks, commercial trucks here.
In India?
In India, of course,
Right.
yes. Plus some tractor parts, plus harvesters, which I already mentioned, that we produce a special model for your climate, for your specific needs, like, for example, small farmers.
Right.
Also, we are trying to establish here some educational establishment which will teach your local people some specialties which mostly wanted here. Our specialists will help to establish here educational facility.
It's
which
like skill training?
Yes, skill training.
Skill
Yes, skill training. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You're right.
What I was getting that Belarus is also active in peacemaking in the region, and we hear that Minsk is evolving as one of the major centers of peacemakers. So how Belarus is trying for that? What is the thing that is driving Belarus in this direction?
First of all, when we declared independence, we proclaimed that we will be neutral state, which not interfere into the affairs of all other states. So we conducting a peaceful policy. We conducting independence policy. We against any sanctions which are imposed to some countries by some governments from Western countries.
You are also trying to negotiate between Russia and Ukraine, I heard.
No, we are not negotiating with Russia.
Like means you are trying to...
We, as I already mentioned, as a neutral state, our president at the beginning of the conflict between, within Ukraine,
Yeah.
with so-called independent territories, Donetsk and Luhansk, our president proposed Minsk as a place to conduct negotiations of all involved parties. And it was suitable for all parties. The same situation was with Karabakh process, 1993 probably, which also senior officials of OSCE, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, just choose Minsk as a capital to conduct in such negotiation, and further, they suppose that very soon the conflict will be finished, and Minsk will be chosen as a capital for peace conference on Karabakh. But unfortunately, it's not happened. But anyway, Minsk became a place to conduct negotiations for both, for Karabakh issues and for Donbass issues. So it was probably most suitable place just to conduct negotiations on these issues.
Right. So, and what is the situation of Russia-Ukraine?
It's better to ask ambassador of Russia and ambassador of Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah, I cannot.
Belarus was also trying to.
Look, our honorable president just proposed a few things. First, it was Minsk as a place for negotiation, and second, our president at the beginning of 2014 proposed, in case of necessity, in case of request from Ukraine or from Ukraine, exactly, to impose peacekeeping troops into this region. But this proposal was not accepted, and till now it's just a proposal.
Okay. So how do you feel about this South Asian region, where India is one of the major countries, and then there are countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. So how do you feel about this region?
It's a very interesting region. It's completely different to the place what I saw before, because during my 24 years of diplomatic career, I was in many places, but this region is different. It's a specific region, but very interesting. And of course, India is a big country. It's a big player in the region and even in the world. And I know that a lot of assistance comes to this country which you mentioned, to Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal. A lot of not only assistance, but some goods. For example, Nepal, they just received a lot of goods from India.
Right.
And there is a special agreement on free trade between India and Nepal exists, as I know. So it's your neighboring countries, and of course you are playing a huge role in their life.
Right.
And it's just a normal position. Of course, we are also trying to do our best with our neighbors, as I already mentioned at the beginning.
But we also have a neighbor who, instead of sending goods or doing trade, they export terrorists. So how do you think about that?
I definitely know, and we declare it at every international event on international arena in UN that we are against terrorism. We are condemned this terroristic acts, and it's our strong position. So we are not accepting any terrorists.
And Excellency, when I was reading about Belarus, I also found that Indian films are becoming very popular in Belarus. Indian yoga is becoming popular in Belarus. So how India and Belarus are connecting culturally?
We have a long history of our cultural connections. We are among a co-sponsor of United Nations resolution to proclaim yoga as an International Yoga Day in 2017.
Okay.
So it's very popular in Minsk. I saw a lot of yoga clubs by my own eyes in Minsk. Ayurveda is not so popular, but also became more and more popular at this moment. And as I know, 2 years ago, Shanter company, Belarusian company, just opened a first Ayurveda center in Minsk. So we have some restaurants. Of course, the most known was Taj Mahal for many years.
Right.
Now we have probably 5 or 6 pure Indian restaurants.
So, are you encouraging Indian tourists to go there to Belarus, and any special program that you are making for them?
Look, starting from 2018, all Indians who has a valid Schengen visa
Okay.
can visit Belarus through a national airport
Okay.
without visa and stay in Belarus for 30 days.
Okay. And those who don't have a Schengen visa?
For those who don't have Schengen visa, can apply to our embassy or directly or through VFS company and visit Belarus.
So, what do you expect and what do you want from India so that our trade relations can grow?
We, of course, we expect some investment to our country.
From India to Belarus?
From India to Belarus. For example, we create a special economic zone in Vitebsk region, in city. It's not a city; it's just small town, Bolbasovo. And we already invited Indian partners to be a part of this special economic zone, to create some productions there, some business in this special zone, because of a very unique regime of customs, of tax. It's truly speaking, it's very unique.
Excellency, you know that India is the largest democracy and Belarus is also a democratic country. So, do you think that any cooperation between Indian Parliament and Belarusian Parliament is going or can go?
100%. We already have some cooperation between our parliaments because during the visit of your speaker of Lok Sabha, Ms. Sumitra Mahajan, in 2018 to Belarus, it was agreement signed on cooperation between our parliaments. For some reason, there is no big activity at this moment, and one of this reason, it's a lack of communication between real communication between our parliament. For example, in our parliament, there is a special group of friendship established to cooperate with India, headed by the member of Council of Republic, which is a member of Committee on International Relations and National Security, Mr. Lyakov. We tried to convince your parliament to establish the same group because it's very easy to cooperate between such groups of friendship. For some reason, this proposal was not put into effect.
Do you have any soft side of your personality that you keep nurturing, and any hobby that you keep for yourself so that you can ease yourself, ease the tension of your work?
India, I only 1 year and 2 months in India. It's difficult to say what will be in my heart after I finished my cadence. But of course, each country just gives you something. For example, when I spent When I was in Africa, in South Africa, in Pretoria, I was full of feelings that it's so nice, sunny country with a great nature, with probably great nature, 360 sunny days, and pure water.
Okay.
As, for example, America, when it was my first cadence, it was many years ago. Of course, it's a business country. It's something particular which gives you some boost to work hardly, to work more than it's sometimes necessary, because too many things you have to do. India.
In India, how did you feel in India?
In India, if summarize my first year, I can tell you that your people is very friendly. Attitude to foreigners, it's also friendly.
Okay.
For example, in Africa it was a little bit different, but too polluted.
How Belarus maintains its pollution level low and environment better?
People maintain this, only people. Plus, of course, there is some legislation which prohibited bad pollution by enterprises. But first of all, it should be in people's mind. Just to keep a clean country to yourself and preserve such clean country to the next generation. And we are managing.
What I have heard that film shooting is also going on between India and Belarus. So is really Indian filmmakers are going to Belarus and shooting it?
Yes, of course. Last year in September, a Tollywood company came to Belarus, and it was approximately 25-30 people with all operator and some other stuff. And they shoot a movie during maybe 1 month and a half.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us, our television.